Hey everyone, this is a little update. Apologize if the camera is shaky. I'm on a selfie stick, but yeah, let's go have a walk and a talk, a good old walk and talk. I would like to do update videos regularly, just to keep everyone in the loop for those that would like to know what's going on. As far as the work front goes, so far so good, knock on wood. There's wood down there. I'm not going to knock on it. I almost knocked the phone over. No issue so far with the videos of the first two episodes of Doctor Who in season 9. I have put that watermark in the video. I did a more aggressive one at first, but I decided to taper it down a bit. If it gets flagged again, I'll go to the aggressive one. On the health side of things, which is taking up a lot of our time now, I am seeing like 4 different doctors. I have appointments multiple times a week. It's taken its toll. But this is what happens when you don't go to a doctor for, the better part of 2 decades. You have a lot of catching up to do. But as soon as I find out anything, I'll let everybody else know, including the next step for me will be trying to figure out what's wrong with my throat and my mouth. The glandular issue that I've talked about in numerous videos. My throat is still swollen. My tongue is still swollen. It has been for a long time. We have tried different medication to try and deal with that, like gabapentin. That didn't work. We've tried amoxicillin because I swore it was an infection. That didn't work. So in about a month or so, I'll go back and see the doctor again, and we'll see what the next step is. I'm assuming it'll be an ear, nose, and throat doctor. And just fingers crossed, it is not the worst case scenario and what I fear it could be. So yeah. On the miscellaneous side of things, we were set to move. Our lease is up here in about a week now, as of this recording. We decided we wanted to move. I found a place that I thought was decent. It was cheaper. There were some utilities included. It had potential drawbacks. Everywhere it does. Nowhere's perfect. But as long as there was a hot shower and a heater that worked properly, and the basement didn't make the house smell like farts, we were like, okay, we'll deal with it. So we go to the open house, and there's like dozens and dozens of people there. It's one of those things where you have to try and, I guess, sell yourself or make yourself stand out from the crowd. And it was quite a big crowd. So yeah, we went there, open house, filled out the applications, talked with the people that own the house for a little bit, and left. A few days later, we heard back. They had chosen us to move into their house. And we were like, hell yeah. They said they were going to send a copy of the lease over for us to look over and answer any questions. And we waited and waited and waited and waited. They're not really good at communicating, but it's fine. People are busy. About 5 days later, they finally sent the lease over. Now, keep in mind, we are stressing because the lease here is coming up. So we're on a time limit. I'm like, we have less than 2 weeks. We need to know what's going on so we hadn't started packing or anything at that time. So they finally got back to us, sent us a copy of the lease, said, do you have any questions? Yeah, read it over, started typing out some questions that I did have because, it's a document. You want to be thorough in going through it. And in the meantime, I had contacted a moving company to get a quote on that. I had started packing, and I started getting the utilities shut down and switched over. Started getting that kind of stuff planned. And I sent my questions. They were basic questions too. Is there a sump pump in the basement? Because there's one here. What kind of heating does the house have? Is it forced air, or is it actually like a heating system? Because it's forced air here and it's not very good. In the rooms it works. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in all the rooms. There wasn't very many. It was only like 3 or 4 questions. And then sent that off. Was getting ready for bed, and I got a message from them back saying, we have decided to rescind the offer of the lease. Thank you for your interest. We're going with someone else. Keep in mind, I had already contacted the moving company. I had contacted the landlady here and let her know we were moving. I had started packing. Well, we had started packing. I can't really pack because of still healing from that. And the bills and the utilities and stuff I had. Started working on that. So I was like, okay. Normally the knee-jerk reaction is to like write back and be all like, what did I do wrong? What did I say? I'm sorry. I didn't. I was just like, all right. I didn't respond. I just deleted the message. I deleted them as contacts in the phone. It was like, okay. I contacted the landlady here and asked, hey, is the offer to, renew the lease for a year? Is it still on the table? So far, so good on that. We haven't signed the new lease yet, but um, it's looking like we can, even though we don't want to. But you know, it's that saying, that it is what it is, and it is what it is. I had to call back the utilities and get all that stuff straightened out. I had to call back the moving people and let them know that we probably weren't going to need them, but maybe we were in case we can't stay here, even though the lease is up in a week. Well, a week and a half. I'm looking at the calendar. Week and a half. But still pretty close. Like, if we need to move, then holy crap, we have a week and a half to do it. And to find a place. So yeah, things have been really crazy here lately. It's just been busy with the doctor stuff. I am seeing several doctors that said we're trying to figure out my neck, why it won't heal. Case in point, medical stuff. I had an MRI today. I don't like them. Like, here, if I can make it happen, hospital bracelet from going today. Yeah, MRIs suck for me. I am claustrophobic, and they did their best to bring my anxiety down. The last one I got was in 2011, and those people were just mean. If you've had an MRI, the machine is very loud. I don't have the muscle density of most people, so I get startled easy and jump easy. And when it's quiet, and then and it's surrounding you because you're in this freaking tube, you're gonna jump. And I did back in 2011, and the people were getting mad at me. They were like, will you please lay still? And I had to say back, I can't. But the person working this time put like things behind my head to stabilize me, put earbuds in my ear for me to listen to. I had to listen to some classical music because I got to choose. I had a little bit of Justin there with me. So yeah, that's just things are happening. Things are happening. People are at least admitting to me that they've never seen anything like it. So at least I'm not getting the runaround like I was in the early 2010s. I'm doing physical therapy, which I think it's a little unnecessary because I do that here. Like, I do some kind of stretches and cardio stuff almost every day, unless I'm in like a god-awful amount of pain from setbacks. But I'm just doing it because I was told to. The first installment is for 6 weeks, and I'm in the middle of that. And the throat stuff is just the scariest thing for me at the moment. The hernia surgery stuff is still not as bad, but it's still not comfortable. So I'm trying to be consistent with the cardio, with the stretches. But as you know, sometimes, especially if you're in chronic pain, I know some of you are, it's just sometimes you just don't have the energy. And then on top of it all, you get to try and edit, which, as I've said many, many times, I love to do. I love editing. But man, there are just some days where I am whipped. And like now, the longer I talk, the scratchier it gets, because something like I try and talk as little as possible now. So there haven't been any new videos recorded for Doctor Who or anything in a minute, in a while. Since we're staying here, we have to unpack, and I have an idea of how I want the rooms to be. I'm going to we've lived here knowing we weren't going to stay here, so we didn't unpack everything, and I don't plan on doing that. But I also kind of want to make workable living spaces. So like the recording room will be different. So you'll see a change in that in future videos when we finally get to do them. So yeah, that's the update on things. Again, this will go to patrons first. As always, I'm not sure if I'm going to release it to YouTube. I always say that, but I end up doing that. We'll see if I do. But yeah, my throat is really starting to hurt. So that's the update. We're not moving. We thought we were. It has just been a tailspin. Health, medical stuff is in the middle of everything. I'm doing what I can. And I'm sorry I can't be as consistent. I'm sorry things are like this. especially to the patrons. I'm doing the best I can, and I hope that's enough. So, yeah. All right. I'm gonna go make some tea. Make some tea for my throat. Um, Hope you're enjoying the reactions back on Doctor Who. I'm sorry that they're shorter, and I'm sorry that there's a watermark and all the stupid BS I have to do to try and even get them to you. But better something than nothing, as I've said. I'm gonna wrap this one up, and I will see you when I see you. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you for listening, as always. My life is very, very weird, and all that. So, until the next one.